everyone, welcome back to Studioloo. It's Cindy. So I'm just doing a little bit of kind of impromptu making this morning. And so what I wanted to make with you today is this. I'm working on a journal right now, and I want to create lots of layers for this page. So what we're going to make is going to be this pocket here that has another pocket on front made from acetate or photo album in my case, and then it has this collaged index card on the inside. So there's a collage behind it, and then it is kind of like the second layer basically on this overall page. It acts as a pocket on the page. You could also use it as you could have paper on the back and it be just journaling space. It could be a tuck into a journal. So what we're going to focus on is just this piece here, and then this flip that goes on top of it. So I guess these are transparent 3-layered double pockets. Let's just call them that. So let's get started. Get the prototype all out of the way here. Okay, so what I'm starting with is one of these. I find these sheets that come in scrapbook and paper packs, they always really stifle me. I think because, sorry, they never feel like cohesive together. They never feel like they really go together, and they make me like kind of, I don't know. They just make me feel like I can't deal with this. These colors don't go together. The salmon and the violet, it's too much. So I need to break them apart to make them make sense to me. So what I'm working on right now, I actually need more kind of green tones. So first step is just with this 6x6 piece of paper, you're just going to create a nice collage, because this is just going to be a background for a pocket here. And then we'll be using one of these photo album sleeves. So these, the way that they're built, they have one of these clear pieces on the front and on the back. Then they have plastic in the middle, like white plastic. So I just take that out. I don't use that for anything, but it's going to get stitched on here after we've done a bit of a collage. So I'm thinking I want maybe just some florals, and then maybe a bird. Some kind of a bird that I think would look good on this. The bobolink, the meadowlark, maybe the meadowlark. That's quite a pretty bird. I don't want to use a blue because it won't really stand out. Oh, that's nice too, the snow bunting. Why am I being so picky about birds right now? Oh my goodness. I don't want anything red because I don't like how it would look. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, let's go with the Oriole. I'll go with the Baltimore Oriole, and I'm going to just try to tear around him. Rather than fussy cut, I'm going to fussy tear around him. We're just going to try to create like a bit of a collage layout. So that can go here, and then I'm going to see if I have something in my ephemera folder that I might like to add to this. This ephemera folder is getting a little out of control. I've just been stuffing things in it all willy-nilly, and okay. Just looking at what little bits and bobs I have here. Postcard, maybe. Then I also have these little, those little hands, and maybe even like a flower in a contrasting color could be good. Maybe even the purple and green. Then maybe a stamp. Sorry, I know you can't see what I'm digging in here. I can't lay this particular ephemera folder down because everything spills. It's really a joy. Okay, let's see. That might be good for now to just see what we have to work with. Just taking one last look here. Okay, yeah. Let's work with what we have right there for now. Okay, so I really love these. These are from Journey of Crafting. Maybe postcard could be kind of cool up here. And then our bird kind of overlapping, and a few of these purple flowers maybe over here. And this stamp maybe there. Yeah, so that could be a fun little collage. Then I was thinking about adding like a little poem or something. Sometimes it's hard to find the right poem. I always end up spending a lot of time on that. I love including poems in my journals. Okay. And I usually try to like make something, like pick something that's kind of related to the topic or the picture that I'm working with. This one's a little general, but it's nice. And it just says, what most I may I after be in at the end I cannot, and out of sight is out of mind. So I may include that as well. This is an old book of poetry by Gerard Manley Hopkins. Okay, so now I will add a little bit of just a pop of color, because I can't not. So I'll put a little bit of color around the book edges. So if you can hear thumping, that would be my daughter upstairs. Sounds like she's playing a game of some kind. Or it's my husband sweeping, one of the two. Hopefully the latter of the two, that would be good. Okay. All right, so now we're going to start trying to lay this all down. I think I just want to go around this, even though it's already pretty dark paper. I just want to kind of add a bit of an outline to it. Okay. So I'll start with the postcard, because it's kind of the top focus piece here. Slightly off center. Then this. So I didn't have too busy or crazy of a morning. I've had kind of an easy morning. Just made breakfast. The kids woke up kind of early this morning, but they were relatively entertained on the most part. They weren't making my life completely impossible like sometimes. My son is just teething, and I don't know, teething is such a difficult thing to deal with young kids. Like, it just seems to last forever. It takes so long for all those teeth to come in, only to fall out again, and the whole process to start all over again. But thankfully, I think when kids are a little older, it's like it doesn't seem to bother them as much as when they're babies, but I feel for him. He's getting his 4 like canine teeth, or what do they call those, incisors? Or I grew up hearing them called eye teeth. I don't know if that is actually what they're called, or if that's just one of my parents' kind of things that they say. I've learned that my parents, I mean, some of it is Irish language, that like words that I've learned throughout my life, but I, in adulthood, sort of have learned that a lot of things that my parents, like just their lingo, it's not like how everybody else calls things. So that kind of has been coming out from time to time for me, and it's kind of hilarious. I don't know. I think we all have those things, those kind of, some of them are just, you know, the language of your ancestry, and some of them are just kind of funny things that happen in families. It's kind of fun. Okay, and then the stamp. I don't know, I feel like I probably have this in a totally different positioning than I originally thought, but that's okay. Sometimes I get a little more obsessed with the layout and wanting to keep it exactly, but I'm okay this time around. I think I'm getting what I want out of this. Okay, so now that we have that all glued down, it's just a little sticky, so I'm just going to give it maybe a minute to just dry a little bit before I take it to the sewing machine and just make sure everything's all stuck down well. So like I said, you know, we're going to add that clear pocket here, and that could actually be where you stop. I'm going to stitch all the way around this and obviously stitch the pocket on, but that could be where you stop. Then you just ink up the back if you want to. This is coffee dyed scrapbook paper, like thinner scrapbook paper. And this could be writing space here, and you could just have this sort of like as a large floating pocket with a pocket here. But what I'll do while I'm waiting for this to dry is I'll just actually grab my index card that I want to put in here. And then what I'm probably going to do with this is collage with like maybe scraps. Let me just grab my scraps. So I actually have this large piece of this vintage not wallpaper, gift wrap. Let me just cut a piece of it off, because I think that could be really nice. So it won't be collaged so much as like just kind of decorated. Where is my glue book? Oh, you know, just losing things in plain sight, as I typically do. So I'm just going to put glue all on top of here. And decide which direction I want this to go. I think this way. And I don't know how straight this edge is though. This edge is straight, but yeah, that's fine that direction as well. It doesn't really have a... I'm just going to line the top up here and give it a good press. Just trim the excess paper off. And I think I'll use some rusty hinge to just kind of ink around the edge a little bit, just to give it a bit of a border. Okay, and then the back as well, a little more grungy. Okay. Then, now that we have that on there, I might try to find like a little, And kind of a little bit of a word. Not this one. What do we have in here? No. Green fields, forests and mountains, storm, snow. Late in the autumn. Maybe, maybe not. I need to refill all of these words, but I will get to that. I've been cutting things, I just haven't taken them out of the bag that I've got them in. Maybe meadow with a pond. Late in the autumn. Man in the moon. Okay, let's just make a decision. There we go. Put all these back. I really need to use up this big one with about bees because it's been stuffed in here. It's bigger than all the others. You know what I also have is this. We have a whole bunch more. In the fields, the forest, and the town. Maybe the last light from the sun. That would be kind of nice. Or blossoms of the deepest red. That's kind of perfect because those are poppies. Okay. And I'm going to throw these in here. I sort of used to use that system to have like a word book, but now I find I really prefer just having like a smaller selection right here close to me. So trim it a little bit and then glue. You could do a collage all on the front of here, but I'm going to keep this one really simple actually, because I just want to appreciate this vintage wallpaper with these beautiful poppies. I think they're super pretty. And then I'm just going to kind of tap this just to add a little bit of ink, but not a ton, just to bring the white down. There we go. Okay, so that's that. And now this is dry. So that's going to go in here. I might have to, actually I do have to trim this. I just remembered you do have to trim these a little bit. So I'm just going to cut, let me see how, yeah, so about this I think would be good. Just trim it down a little. And you could do that on a paper trimmer if you were nervous about, you know, mucking it up. You could also round the corners if you wanted to. I'm not going to. I'm going to just leave it this way. So next I need to find my plastic from my photo album, which has gone here. Okay, so now I'm going to lay this down on here as so. Then I'm going to take this to the sewing machine and I'm going to stitch all 4 sides. So I will be right back. I will do that off camera and then come back and show you the next step of this whole pocket situation. So be right back. Okay, so we are all stitched around. So now we have this pocket here. It's a clear pocket, and I just I kind of did like a purposely sort of messy stitch with this dark brown thread. I did like two goes around, and I'll just trim these threads. And then I'll go to the back here and just look and see if I have a little bit of excess plastic, and I will trim away any excess bits and bobs. Okay, So there's that, and then this will go inside here, journaling space on back. And then right here, you could literally be finished. This could be all you want to do. This could be a floating pocket that you write on the back, or you could glue it down on a page and make it a top, a side, a bottom tuck, or just fully glued down. But I'm going to do one more step here. And that is like the layer, the third kind of layer. So I'm going to use a file folder for this, because I have so many of these file folders. Let's see if I can lift this up. No, these ones don't lift up that well. Sometimes I try to keep these fun edges, but sometimes they just really, they don't want to cooperate, so I don't fight with them. So now what we need to do is get a piece of this folder, ever so slightly smaller than the 6x6. That aside, and then I'm going to use this bottom section because this is going to be like a back flap, like this. So essentially what's going to happen is this is going to be a tuck that goes back here, so it's going to flip down like that. Now next step is to find something that I want to embellish this with. I've been using like florals, so let me see if I have in here. I know I have some different florals, but I also have some like fussy cuts that I would like to use up. These big fussy cuts. I would like to use those because they've been hanging around for quite a while, and also they're pretty nice. So what I want to do really is probably just decide how I would like to do this. And then I might need some like leaves and things for the background, or something else. Hold on. Another thing I'm wondering maybe is if I use this handmade paper and just cut some leaf shapes, how that would look behind in different places. Let's see. Just kind of experimenting here with these little scraps that I have left over from this handmade paper. Cool. Now I want to add a pop of color on those because I really like this bright green with the brown. Okay, then I think I also just want to go around the edges of these flowers with a little bit of ink just to kind of give a soft border. Wipe that back a bit. There we go. Okay. So now I will kind of get started with the gluing. I think I have a general idea of how I wanted this to go. You could also, if you wanted to, you could stitch down these leaves to give them a little bit more definition, which would look nice. But I will keep it simple this time, for maybe for those who don't have sewing machines and they don't want to deal with having to sew everything. I get it. Let's put the leaves down first in their kind of general places that I had them. It's kind of creating like a border really of leaves before I glue down the flowers as the centerpiece to the whole thing. Oops. Sticky stickies. Let me grab my glue book here. Those over here. These scraps can go away. Okay. I think, yeah, that needs a little bit more glue. And that one's good. Yeah. Okay. Oops. Okay. Sticky glue. All right, so now we've got the whole like focal point down. Then if you want to just kind of go over it with a little bit more ink to kind of tone the whole thing the same sort of tone, you can. I'm going to do that with a little bit of fossilized amber. Just add a little, just to kind of bring that white down a bit. Not big on the white on this particular piece. There we go. That's a little more cohesive now. Okay, so this is all stuck down. Let's make sure it's all pressed down. Now, the excess at the top here, what we're going to do is we're going to trim this like from about the bottom and just leave like a 1/4 inch of border. And just follow the shape of your overall cutout leaves. And then continue down this side as well. There we go. Go almost to where your tab begins, but not quite all the way there. And I'll just keep this a little bit of folder because I often use those to create flips and stuff. So now what we have is this. So this is going to go on here like so. And it's going to be like this, and it's going to flip down to be extra hidden journaling space here. So just grab the art glitter glue here, and you glue the back of the flap. And just lay this here. Just pull back a little bit so you can see. Now we're going to glue the back of the flap just on the back of the card like that, or the pocket rather. I guess it's going to be a pocket. Oops. And just kind of give everything a final smoosh and make sure that the front here is all adhered. Everything is glued properly. Okay. You could also, if you wanted to, if you did want to do some more stitching, you could stitch around this as well if you wanted to, but you don't have to. I'm not going to. I don't think it's necessary, but what I am going to do is just go around the edge of this a little with a little bit of rusty hinge. Just this top kind of, just to sort of grunge it a little. Okay. There we go. There. So now what we have is this, and you've got your flip down, your see-through pocket with your collage at back, writing space here, here, and if you want, back here. Or it can be a pocket to, like when you stick it down on the page, if you just glue here, here, and here, you've got a pocket above as well. So this is a way to create like 4 layers essentially in a single pocket. And also to use some of this nice photo album stuff that I always have, like that I'm trying to use up. I think I might also pop a sentiment here, just right down there, just like a little bit of a word snippet or whatever. This one is just going to say night and day, just to fill this little gap in because I'm extra. I just kind of like to have a little something right there. Okay, so that is what I wanted to show you today. Thank you so much for checking out the video. If you haven't subscribed, please do. All my social media information is down below in the description box, and I will be back shortly with another video. Have a great day.